Hey, what's up? This is Dr. Taylor, and I just finished a long day. I actually had 4 lab reviews today, which is a lot. But I was just giving some recommendations to my last person about prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. And I figured I might just take a minute and just show you guys what I was suggesting to her and some of the things that I use for this. Now, first off, this is my drawing for this. So I'll show you my drawing for this, and because I've done this a million times, but everybody knows about probiotics, right? And with probiotics, we want, the goal is bacterial diversity and abundance. And you can find that just over and over and over again in the medical literature. And I think everybody knows about probiotics. It's not like a novel thing. But prebiotics feed the probiotics. And that's another, thing that, people are marketing prebiotics and things, but a lot of those come from fiber. And a lot of that comes from our diet, but you can take prebiotics too, and it's food for the probiotics. Now, the most important part of this is the postbiotics. So probiotics ferment fibers and produce postbiotics. And these postbiotics are what's called short chain fatty acids. Short chain fatty acids. And again, just for sake of time, I could show study after study after study. If you look up a study about the gut with hormones and metabolism, you're going to read about short chain fatty acids. If you look up a study about the gut and the brain and Alzheimer's, dementia, anxiety, depression, you're going to read about short chain fatty acids. So short chain fatty acids do 3 things. One, they promote more diversity and abundance. So they are a fuel source for probiotics. They're also a fuel source for the gut lining as well. So that's important. They're good for the microbiome. Two, they heal and seal permeability, let's say. So like leaky gut, leaky brain, leaky sinus, leaky lungs, all those things can be leaky, but they heal and seal permeability. And three, maybe most importantly, but they're all three equally important, but they promote immune tolerance, immune tolerance, which is the opposite of autoimmunity. So they're super, super important in autoimmunity. Now, why would we use them and how would we know? So for this person I was with, she had this lab done from another practitioner, but it says all these bacteria are low, low, low. This is a GI map, which I do all the time, and we see this all the time, but low, 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 low. And so all these are low. So probiotics, this is lactobacillus. Her lactose are low. Her bifidos are low. Her bacteroidetes are low. Bacteroides. So all these are like, well, probiotics. That makes sense. Then these down here, like this one's called F-Prow. This one's called Akkermansia, low, and this is called Roseburia. And in the GI map interpretive guide, here's what it says. It says F-Prow, Faecalibacterium prausnitzii. It says it's widely recognized as a keystone species, as well as a major butyrate producer. Promotes anti-inflammatory processes in mucosal homeostasis. Reduced levels have been associated with a wide range of bad stuff. Even dementia, again, is F-Prow is associated with. But this is a good bug that a lot of people are low on that we want more of. This is Roseburia. And it says there's 5 species, all of which produce short chain fatty acids, such as acetate, propionate, or butyrate. Roseburia can also produce butyrate from acetate, blah, blah, blah. So it's good for motility, immunity, suppresses inflammation. So hers were low. So not only do we want to give the probiotics, but we want to give the postbiotics as well. Now check out the prebiotic. This is the one that I put her on. And I was showing it to her. I just pulled it up on their website. It was a Zoom call. And I was showing it to her because Orthomolecular did a, I think, 30-day study that showed that it raised F-Prow and Akkermansia. So a couple of hers that are low. So fiber is really good. Of course, they got to put the GLP-1 in to get people's attention. But fiber is really good for blood sugar. Fiber is really good to keep things moving, to bulk the stool. But these are the 3 things that I suggested for her. Now, here they are. This is the prebiotic. This is the probiotic. Now, we carry, like 15 different probiotics probably, but this is the one that I chose. They're all 3 from 3 different brands. But This is Prebiotic Complete. It's a powder. It's 100 billion CFUs, and I had her double it up so that 30 days of this would be 30 days of this, and they just mix together. And then the postbiotic is called Enterovite. So there's a couple postbiotics that I carry too, a couple types of butyrates, a couple types of, tributyranes and sunbutyrate and things like that. But Enterovite's the most broad spectrum. It's from Apex. It's formulated by Dr. Karazian. But a probiotic, a prebiotic, and a postbiotic, all with the goal of increasing her microbiome diversity and abundance. Now, I'll also say for this person, the real goal for her is conception. She wants to have a family. And this is important for that. It's important for everything. But I'm not going to be surprised with the day that that happens for her, because we're supporting this bacterial diversity and abundance, and that helps with all these things and helps calm down any autoimmune responses. So those are the three that we're doing: a prebiotic, a probiotic, and a postbiotic.